Hi, my name is Hatziel, and this is my artist spotlight. My style of artwork, it comes from different things. It's based on my background in graffiti, as well as my love for fine art and learning from the old masters. So I just smash all that together, and I kind of create my own style as I go. I've been drawing since I was a little kid. I started, getting into comic books, and then I started getting into graffiti, and then the graffiti kind of led to get into a lot of trouble. And then I got tired of getting into trouble, so I started pushing that into a canvas. And then I just keep pushing the skills until I found myself where I am today. The art side comes from my dad's side, but unfortunately he wasn't really there for me from a very young age. But I'm still thankful that he did give me those skills. As far as my mom goes, she's very creative. She's not that well of an artist, but she's extremely creative, and she supports me 100%. The way I increase my knowledge and my skills as an artist is honestly, I constantly push myself, and what I do is find better artists, people that already made it, and people their skills are top notch. And what you do is not look up to them, but battle them, compete against them, see how far you can go to be better than them. And then you'd be surprised how much you learn and how much you respect those people for what they do. And then it leads you to a better you as well. And that's a great accomplishment. Some of the artists that I do respect and I definitely look up to, as a young kid, it had to be Tug McFarlane doing the comic books, and I love his skill, and I practiced until I kind of developed what he did. Chuck Close, I love his work. Definitely the masters, Michelangelo, Raphael, all the Ninja Turtles. Their skill was, it was incredible. They started working on techniques like the Flemish. They developed stuff that nobody's ever seen before to push the boundaries of realism. Painting itself, for me, I've been doing it for such a long time, and I have so much practice that I can knock it out almost immediately. If the oil allows me, like if I'm only doing one layer, I can knock it out in 1 week, 2 days, 3 days, it could go all the way to 6 months depending on how much detail I want. But if it's acrylic, I can knock it out like in 24 hours. And people are surprised by that. But what they don't understand is not so much of how fast I finish a painting, but the idea for the painting that could have been months or a year before. The mental process that goes before the painting is what usually takes the longest. Some of the feedback that I get from people, it's great. It's great, and it does definitely motivate me to do more. One time I was showing in Houston, and I had this one piece where a character is holding on to a girl, and then I think the title of that piece was Trust in Evil. Trust in Evil, and he was carrying her, and she was just letting herself go, and he looks pretty evil, the character that I do. And a gentleman came up to me, and he said, one of your pieces really touched me. I'm very thankful for one of your pieces. And I said, why, man? And then he said, because I was raised in a very Christian home, and I happen to be gay, and my family, they were very negative against me and telling me that that there's a sin, and they were. And honestly, sometimes you just gotta trust a little bit on evil, and it's not so much that you gotta, say that the devil's taking over me. It's just that their views of evil might not be the same views as other people, And he said, and to be honest, it touched me, and it made me realize that maybe I don't need to listen to them, and I need to be my own person. The way I see the route that I took to become an artist versus the common route, to go through school. After 8th grade, I decided not to take any more art classes. As soon as I started my freshman year, I did take advertising design, and I took advertising design for a little bit, but then I dropped it for the simple fact that it wasn't for me. I do recommend for people to go to school, definitely, because it does teach you what you need to know faster. They make you test different mediums and things like that, so you kind of discover yourself a lot quicker, and they do teach you to develop your skill. But it's the book type of teaching, and not to mention the school branding, that I didn't want it to be associated with me. My skill and the way I developed it, I learned it the hard way, and it probably took me, I could have learned it in 4 years in school. It might have taken me longer, but I will never forget it. And now, thanks to that, I could push my skills to I think a more intimate limit, where I completely understand why I'm doing that and the reasons why to do a specific things, because I learned from trial and error. Honestly, the Dallas art scene is very young. It's very young, and there's actually an investment in the Dallas art community that could rival California, New York, Florida, and other places where their art community is thriving. Some of the places that I have showcased my work at, I've done it Kettle Arts from Deep Ellum, from very young, all the way to the beginning where I actually got started. It was F6 Gallery, and I did that for a while. I've done the Rosemarine Theater, I've done San Antonio, I've done California, I've done New York, Circuit 12, and many other places. Never worry about money, never worry about fame, never worry about if you're ever gonna make it or you're not gonna make it. All those things come as long as you put the work. As long as you dedicate yourself to your work and you perfect your skill, everything else will hopefully fall into place. I'm not gonna say that it's 100% proof that it will fall into place, but just dedicate yourself to that. Just keep doing what you love and never stop.